Now let's welcome the engineers. Once again, good evening, hockey fans. Welcome to Rensselaer and Houston Fieldhouse for tonight's ECAC non-league matchup between the Buckeyes of Ohio State University and your engineers of Rensselaer. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Ohio State, starting in the goal, number 31, Matt Tompkins. At left defense, number 3, Sasha Larock. At right defense, number 47, Josh Healy. Starting forwards for Ohio State. At left wing, number 27, Luke Stork. At center for the Buckeyes, number 16, Matthew Weiss. And at right wing, number 17, David Gust. The rest of the Ohio State Buckeyes, their head coach, Steve Rawlick. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the engineers of RPI. Leading your engineers on the ice tonight, please welcome the junior engineer, Hogan Reinheimer. Starting in the goal, a sophomore from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, number 1, Cam Hackett. At left defense, a junior from Calgary, Alberta, number 13, class of 1976, who will sing the national anthems of Canada and the United States of America.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
His man did gust up the wall. It'll be corralled by Drew Manson, junior from Paramus, New Jersey. Kept in on a nice leap at the blue line. In on Hackett once more. Easy stick step to the corner. Miami hit one. This will be all the way down, but they wave off the icing very early on, allowing the Engineers to Tompkins gets his first touch of the puck as it leaves behind in the corner for Josh Healy. Near side wall, it's Gust once more. Shot comes in on the turnover and be held by Tompkins. Jake Wood stealing the puck at the blue line. He took a long shot that also may have been off target, but it's held safely by Tompkins anyway.
See to see why the Buckeyes have such a strong offense. They send 3 forecheckers completely all the way to the back behind the net. They're not afraid to go in and win those puck battles.
They've been in a lot of high-scoring games overall. They are the top-scoring team in the country, as Joe mentioned, but they also give up their fair share. We joked about a potential 5-5 tie against weekend. Not really out of the question as the Buckeyes dump in. But it was Yotes to work it deep. And now it will be Prapavesis playing it behind. Here's Parker Reno being it back to Prapavesis. It's his first game as an Engineer last Saturday against St. Lawrence. Coach's decision. He's out there once again as it's flipped along neatly by Matt Miller, freshman defenseman. In the zone come the Buckeyes, poked away by Prapavesis, but jumping on it is Tanner Lashinsky, another first-year skater. There's a shot and a pad saved by Hackett. Had to be good there as there's a bit of a screen in front of him. Victor Lindgren lifts to center. Turned right back around by Ohio State, and they're quickly back to the offensive zone. Joshua drops it back to Arister, high and wide from Shilkey. That goes out of play, and we get a stoppage. 18-22 in clock, first period, no score. RPI and Ohio State.
Yeah, the Buckeyes controlling all momentum. The Engineers able to get a few pucks behind the net in their offensive zone, but unable to dig them out and get quality chances. Buckeyes have the momentum right now.
91.5 FM WRPI Troy. RPI hockey, the first of two between the Engineers and Buckeyes, as now Evan Tierney's. It's a bit of a shove from Dakota Joshua. And they're both tossed from the dot. Defensive zone face-off win. Mears Moore tied up below the goal line, hands it off for Tierney's. He will stick handle through some sticks of some forecheckers who play it behind. A lot of pressure comes on Grant. He finds Tierney's, and this forecheck is causing RPI trouble at the moment, as it's Tommy Grant once more. The sophomore defenseman works ahead quickly for Tierney's, and now Brady Whiffen playing in just his fourth game. Whiffen ahead, given away, and back come the Buckeyes again. It's Joshua, turns one back into the slot. Good hit over there. As taken out of the play was Joshua, and the Engineers are back the other direction. Tierney stops in the slot, but they're offside, says Matt Brady, one of our two linesmen today. He and Michael Emanation are the linesmen. CJ Hannafin, former Engineer, and Jeremy Lemoyne are the referees.
Yeah, Brady Whiffen sneaks a little bit too far ahead of the blue line and to cut that offsides call. The Engineers, look, if they can get their passing on target, they'll be able to get through this forecheck of the Buckeyes.
Neutral zone, puck knocked away. It's Bradley Bell near side for Jake Morello, playing in just his 4th game in the cherry and white on this 4th line. Touch pass into the middle of the ice, nearly broken up by the Engineers. Rodriguez over to throw a hit. Morello sweeps it back into the zone, and it's corralled by Sasha Larac, 6 foot, 198-pound sophomore defenseman from Calgary. Now Morello spinning out of the corner, stolen away by Kevin Miller out of Stony Plain, Alberta. Played to the far side, good forecheck pressure from that time it was Riley. Had it for a second, lost it. Now Rodriguez has to be careful with his stick along the far wall, but gets some help from Bell, and they force another offensive zone turnover. Helped up the boards by Bradley Bell. RPI wants to get a change and will. Good job, good first shift by that 4th unit. We're just 3 minutes into the first period. Puck broken up in the neutral zone by Melanson. Melanson on it, and he draws a penalty. Hooking call coming up on the Buckeyes. It'll be touched up by Drew Brevig. As we have our first penalty, it is a hook, and it's going to go for an RPI power play. Engineers on the season, 13.8%. They're poor penalty kills in the country here.
Yeah, the 10th worst penalty kill in the country, in fact. And the Engineers really do not look outmatched at all so far by this 14th ranked team in the country. They're forcing several offensive zone turnovers that are leading to good chances.
Shots 2-0 Ohio State early on, but RPI fans hope that'll change as we have our first power play of the game for either team. It goes the Engineers' way, drawn by Drew Melanson. The penalty is assessed to Brendan Kearney, the sophomore from Northville, Michigan. He's off on a hook.
And as Coach Apper mentioned, Brady Whiffen and Patrick Polino both on this first power play unit.
Saucer pass from Wilson to Tierney's along the blue line is off the mark, and that'll allow the Buckeyes to carry back shorthanded. Into the offensive zone is Weiss, Matthew Weiss, top point getter, top goal scorer. Or excuse me, one of the top point getters, I should say, on the team with 15. Top assist man with 10. As it's cleared back down by Ohio State, Cam Hackett will stop it here. Hackett gets the start tonight. He's 1-1 with a 308 goals against, 902 save percentage. As Wilson plays it down the middle for Whiffen. On for Polino, who will try and ring it in. It hit the bench, hit the glass inside the Ohio State bench. That'll force the face-off back into the neutral zone.
So not a very good start here for this Engineers power play. You want them to take advantage of the early man advantage and set up inside the offensive zone, but no luck as they're taking this face-off out at center ice.
Right on the center spot here. The Ohio State hockey helmets resemble that of their football brethren as it's moved out to center. Gray with the red stripe, the scarlet stripe, as it's shot into the mesh behind the goal on a blocked shot. We'll have a face-off in the Ohio State zone.
.105 left here on the power play. 15:50 left in the period. Still no shots on goal by the Engineers. Or excuse me, 1 shot on goal by the Engineers.
Face-off coming up here. And it will be a moment.
Looks like
Hayhurst getting tossed. He is the Engineers' best face-off man, but he's getting removed for the second best. That's Melanson. He loses it as well. As Miller shoots it around far side. Another good clearance by the Buckeyes.
The Engineers have not won a face-off on this power play.
Tough to establish offensive possession, but now here comes Hayhurst with a bit of speed to the neutral zone. Jacob Hayhurst, freshman from Mississauga, Ontario, dumps it in. Another clearing try, past Riley and into the neutral zone. Mike Prapavesis, the junior from Oakville, Ontario, will spin around until he loses his forecheck pressure. As a couple of the Buckeyes penalty killers went off on a change. Shot in wide of goal. Tompkins helps it there. Clearing effort past Riley, couldn't quite knock it down out of the air.
First unit's coming back on with 21 seconds left on the kill.
And shot through center ice. As Whiffen lost it for a moment. To the RPI line for Grant, and now here's Tierney. Evan Tierney flips it up the boards. It'll be shot in as the penalty is about to expire. Now it's done. RPI 0 for 1 on the man advantage without a shot. Poked free and now carried towards center ice by Brendan Kearney, the man who just came out of the box. He'll dump it in. Mears Moore back to pick it up. He's playing in just his second game of the season. as it'll be shot far side. Out of Duluth, Minnesota is Moore. He played in 39 games last year. His only game to date, as you may have heard in the pregame, was against North Dakota. Touch pass looking for Wood. That's broken up. And shot back in the other way by Jobst. And now Prapavesis down the middle. Good connection there. It's Victor Liljegren, the junior from Stockholm, Sweden, looking to make a move around Healy. And that one will be covered up. Josh Healy doing the defending there. The alternate captain from Edmonton, Alberta, forced it off the stick of the junior winger and right into Tompkins, who covers.
Good move there by Liljegren, though. Getting the puck on the net as Jake Wood was zooming in to look for the rebound. Covered up there by Tompkins, though.
Ohio State pretty easily the largest school on RPI's schedule at 65,000 or over 65,000 undergraduate students. There's a shot right off the draw by Rodriguez, and the save had to be made by Tompkins. Now Morello, another penalty coming up here on the Buckeyes. Morello trying to jab it home, and it goes wide. Extra attacker on for the Engineers. Prapavesis carries in the corner. Back to towards the point. It was touched. Trying to find Wood, who was that extra skater out there. But we get another penalty on Ohio State early here. This one will go on Sasha Larac. As the Engineers are going to power play for the second time.
Great job by the fourth line to start the game. They seem to be the only line that's really able to get pressure towards the net and force some penalties.
Draw here. Engineers trying to force it deep. Tierney's did a great job to leap and keep that one in the zone with a glove. DeVito cycles. Big hit on Whiffen below the goal line by Miller. And now Weiss will find some room and shoot it all the way down. Penalty. Yeah, go ahead.
Engineers looking to gain some momentum here as they were able to hold off the forecheck of the Buckeyes.
Tie up right at the blue line, and another clearance for Ohio State. Cam Hackett stops it there, leaving it for Jared Wilson, the junior defenseman from Calgary, Alberta. 6 goals on the year for Wilson lead the team. Many of those coming on the power play, 4 of them. As it's shot right back into RPI territory. Wilson back to pick it up there.
1:09 left on the penalty, and Engineers not doing much with the puck.
Here's Tierney's. Far side into the feet of Melanson. The Engineers are somehow onside. Saucer pass up top. Shot coming. That one goes wide. Hits off the back of the net. Clearing try by, I think it was Miller. No, it was Moser. Broken up by Prapavesis. He kept it in along the wall. Prapavesis now looking to make a move on Healy. He takes a big hit in the corner. 42 seconds to go on the RPI power play. No score here. 12:20 to go in the first period. Kicked at by Prapavesis to Liljegren. Indirect off the wall. Tierney's a shot looking for the deflection from Melanson. At least a screen came, but it went wide of the goal. Now Melanson with some space on the far side. Fed all the way through, but it took a bit of a deflection on his way to Prapavesis. He couldn't control it cleanly. Prapavesis at the wall. Up top, Tierney's a shot. Blocked. Melanson at his feet. No one can find it. It's Moser. He can't clear. Melanson in front for Liljegren. Shot goes wide. Picked up again by Healy. He'll try to clear. Second effort over and out of play. A faceoff will remain in the Ohio State zone. With 5 seconds to go on this power play, a little more action here at the offensive end for the Engineers. Not a lot on goal, but they got some chances there.
Yeah, they got some great scoring chances, and they finally were able to sort of control the puck in the offensive zone. It wasn't so much the Buckeyes' penalty kill, just the bad passing by the Engineers.
Face-off here coming up the near side of the Ohio State zone. Mears Moore off the draw, takes a wrister, and that one caroms just wide. Tompkins didn't see it at all. He reacted very late, but luckily for him, the shot went wide. Good to see Mears Moore back in the lineup doing things like that. A good, calm presence on the puck there in the offensive zone. Took a good shot, he just missed it. Tie up along the near wall now, RPI zone out to center. On for Whiffen. Brady Whiffen into the zone, drop pass there. A drive by Wood right on, and Tompkins makes the save.
Yeah, the Engineers taking that momentum that they got from the power play and keeping their puck in the offensive zone. Some clean exit passes by the defense, specifically Mears Moore. Like you said, having that calm presence in the defensive zone.
11:19 on the clock, first period.
Here's that top line out. Take the face-off in the offensive zone.
Draw here, kicked at by Melanson into the corner. Shot around by the Buckeyes. They look to break out here. Stretch pass behind the intended target, Lashinsky, and they say he didn't touch it. That'll be an icing call on the Buckeyes, so a very quick whistle and a face-off back in the Ohio State zone.
Yeah, so the Buckeyes now showing how important it is to have crisp, accurate passing, and if you don't have it, it's going to result in a lot of icings and a lot of sloppy play.
Face off on the far side of the Ohio State zone now. Played behind by the Buckeyes. Yannick Moser out of Mannheim, Germany. Scooped along to center for the captain. Schilke trying to stick in through traffic. Right in on goal. Saved by Hackett. Might have been kicked in the end by the winger. But it went on goal nonetheless. And now Polino gets it out to center. Loses it, but goes right to Melanson, who chips it into the far side. Tompkins thought about playing it. Now he does into the far side. Polino has to be careful, trying to skate by Moser. Both of them throwing their hands in the air, claiming no fault in the play as Orval shoots it off the far boards and back into Ohio State territory. Moser near side, played back around behind for Wheatala. And it's going to be Schilke to center ice. Tied up on his way in was Lashinsky, and now out of his net behind the goal line, or wide of the net, I should say, is Hackett to cover.
What a play by Nick Schilke on the last two sequences. There's a reason he's got 10 assists this season. He just was able to go right towards the net and then kind of sweep it out to his winger for a wide open net. Hackett was just able to make the save, and then again he did it there for Lashinsky.
To the point, a shot. That one skips wide of Hackett. And cleared out to center. Back to claim it is Healy. It will be icing anyway. 10:06 on the clock in the first. No score here. A little bit surprising, although the Engineers have had a good number of games go scoreless through a period. A rather odd number. We'll get to that in a moment. But face-off coming now in the RPI zone. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We're only halfway through the frame. Face-off to the left of Cam Hackett. And it will be played below the goal line now. Spinning with it is Wheatala. Reno took it away for a second. But the Buckeyes are back on it behind the goal. Joshua looking to center. Picked away by Rodriguez for a moment. He lost it there. Prabavestis tries to avoid a hit. Does enough to stay on the puck. And now here's Morello to center. He'll chip it in. Two Engineers go in after it, as well as a pair of Buckeyes. Rodriguez trying to slip it through a couple of skates. But in the end, it's LaRocque back the other way for Ohio State. Gets it as far as the RPI blue line. Mears Moore lost an edge and went down in his own zone. Could be trouble. Joshua in front. Shot in the glove. Saved by Hackett. Oh my, what a stop by the sophomore as he robs Joshua right in front of the net. Joshua turning around for a second look, trying to make sure that puck wasn't actually in the net. It was not. It was in the left mitt of Cam Hackett, and now we get a cleaning break as we have reached the halfway point of the period.
Yeah, Mears Moore better go over and thank Cam Hackett at the end of that break, because he made an incredible save on that shot there. I believe it's by Dakota Joshua. 9:18 left here in the first period. Score still 0-0. Engineers have not looked outmatched so far in this game, despite the Buckeyes coming in as the obvious favorite. They've been able to, except for that brief sequence at the beginning of the game when they were just completely overwhelmed by the Buckeye forecheck, they've been able to get their passing, their zone exit passing, tape to tape, and create some chances in the offensive zone. The two penalties, power plays, have also helped.
Face-off coming in the RPI zone after that highlight reel stop by Hackett. Coach Appert talked about pregame. Those are the kind of stops that Perry and Hackett have made this year. It's eliminating the soft goal. That will be the key for them going forward. But so far, Hackett passes that first to Tess. There's a good block on that shot by Wood, one of the best in the country among forwards at doing that, as he stood in front of that one and just took it right on the hands. Puck still in deep, however, in the RPI zone. working around behind Miller. That's Kevin Miller to the near point. Faking a slap shot was Drew Brevig. Left behind, and now Brevig once more playing without a stick as Wood. Now looking to get in front of some potential shots there. Now it's Wilson doing a nice job with his stick to get free to center. Now carried out by Liljegren. Liljegren on the move. A wrister is blocked over the net by Brevig. Did a nice job. His defensive partner on the play, Miller, got kind of caught up ice, and it turned into a potential maybe 2-on-1, but he blocked the shot in the end and saved the Buckeyes there.
Yeah, it was a nice deflection off of the stick there by the defender. Buckeyes doing a nice job to recover, as Liljegren would have had a wide open shot at the net with Jimmy DeVito.
Shots are 6-6 with 8:42 to go in the first period. No score, RPI and number 14, Ohio State. Puck chipped behind the goal by Polino. Takes a look up ice. So played back to the point for Prapavesis. Now to the far point. That's Reno. To the half boards, looking to feed it across. Polino turning, waiting, shoot it off a skate. Karams to the near side circle. Reno waits there. Indirect off the wall for Melanson. And now Polino again. Chipping for Melanson. Bit of an awkward pass, but Polino jumps back on it. Patrick Polino left in the corner for Drew Melanson. Back to the point now. Prapavesis near side. Fakes the shot, pulls it back. Now far side Reno. Reno, wrister into the slot. Melanson turning and shooting it near side behind Prapavesis, but he's on it again. Good offensive zone possession by RPI. Poked away from Polino. And it is Weiss who said he's had enough and just clears it out to center ice. He eventually does connect with his man on the far side, Stork, but RPI regathers in the neutral zone. Fed in deep by Hayhurst. He'll go off on a very quick change as the Buckeyes start from behind their own goal. Josh Healy gets it back there from LaRock to the near side, runs into an engineer, and carried back the other way by Orval. Orval in, wrister looking for the top right corner. That one was well high and wide. Now Riley keeps it into the far point. Down low Tyranese with Orval. Centering it in front. All he had to shoot at was whiff and skate as his stick was tied up, and the Buckeyes are back the other way, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Schilke into the middle, makes a move, a shot off the side of the cage. And we get a whistle here and a penalty coming up. So they go on the Engineers. It's going to be a hooking call. As you can see how very quickly this Ohio State team can break the other way, especially that very talented line of Lazinski, Schilke, and Jobst. And they prove it there as they draw a penalty.
Yeah, and it's almost a good penalty because Hackett was kind of out of his net, and he could have led to an easy wraparound goal on the left side of Hackett. So not a bad penalty to take there for Jesper Orval. And the 9th best penalty kill in the country will go off against one of the best power plays in the country in the Ohio State Buckeyes.
For Orval, that is just his 4th minor penalty of the year. First power play chance for Ohio State coming in here, as Joe mentioned, one of the best in the country.
They're scoring at over a 22% rate this season.
22.6%, and we get a whistle here, and I believe an offside. 6:54 to go in the first. No score. Shots are still 6-6. Engineers are 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Not much doing there, but they'll have this power play unit to deal with for another minute 41. 5 games in 9 days for the Engineers, including these 2. They then head to New Hampshire on Tuesday and Arizona State next Friday and Saturday. Stick handling through center is Matthew Weiss into the zone. Tight angle shot and a save by Hackett. Rebound pops away to the far side circle. Now work back to the point. Joyo hands it off for Weiss. Weiss carries center blue line. Weiss a slapper. That one's blocked by bodies in front. I think it was Reno. He and Whiffen combined to keep that one from getting to Hackett. Good forecheck pressure, turns the puck over. Lazinski back up top, and that left the zone, and Joyo throws it to his friend on the bench. And in frustration, as that one just crossed over the blue line.
Engineer penalty kill looking strong once again with several blocked shots by the forwards and defensemen and strong clears. I believe they've had 3 clears so far on this penalty kill.
Draw here, Buckeyes win it, they fire it in. It'll run along the dasher over to Wilson.
Only a minute left on the penalty kill.
Halfway through, back to the point. Near point from Healy to Moser. They stay on it. Back up top, maybe an extra pass there as Hackett was down. And the Buckeyes make the extra pass. It was Joshua. I thought he had a crack at it from the side of the net. He tried to work it back to a higher percentage shooting area maybe, but the shot never came. Buckeyes back on it now in their own end as RPI clears momentarily. Back in is Gust, David Gust, the senior from Orland Park, Illinois. Off the wall, walking it out in front, ran into a whole lot of congestion, and the Engineers will take over. Jimmy DeVito picks it up and softly works it up the near boards and all the way down.
Nice job as the penalty's almost over. The Red Army here counting down.
Penalty about to expire to Orval, but the Buckeyes are in the offensive zone. Race for the puck as Moore does battle in the corner with Kevin Miller. And it's Moore who comes away with it. Here's Moore behind for Reno. Reno for Wood. Cross ice feed finds Mears Moore. Moore into the offensive zone, top of the circle, shot off the base of the cage. He did have Tompkins leading the wrong way. That shot may have taken a deflection. Either way, it's the Buckeyes on it behind the goal. Brevig skating through center is Kevin Miller, the junior from Stony Plain, Alberta. Spins around in the corner. Brevig, a shot, snapped his stick in half, and it was blocked by Whiffen. 4.5 to go in the first. No score. RPI in Ohio State. First of two from the Houston Fieldhouse this mid-November weekend. Not long before Thanksgiving as the Buckeyes have the puck in the near corner. Back up top, Matt Miller. Across, a shot by Joyo is rising all the way. Hits the net behind Hackett. Slammed all the way down on a very clear icing. And we'll have a face-off in the RPI zone with 4:04 to go in the frame.
I think what's been most impressive about this Buckeyes team is how quickly they get the puck up the ice. They did not waste any time on that power play trying to get themselves organized behind their own net. They just kept going right back up the ice and trying to pound pucks at the net. They average over 36 per game, so that's not surprising.
Face off here, Buckeyes win it again. Stick handling, ripped on goal. Hackett makes the save. He's in the right spot. Right up towards the edge of the crease, and he holds on with no rebound.
Yeah, Luke Stork there in front of the net looking for a deflection.
Another draw here to the right of Hackett. Shots now 7-6 Buckeyes. Not a lot going in the shots department. A lot of high and wide, a lot of shots missing the net, including some of RPI's best chances in this period have missed the cage entirely. Gust in the corner. Gets some help there from Stork. Krapovets is trying to work it out. Moser through traffic from the point. That caught the left pad, and they're looking to break. Here's Melanson. Tries to kick it to himself, and in the process moves to the side of the zone, and a shot by Polino, and a shoulder stopped there by Tompkins. He just got enough of it. It was a good find by Melanson, looking for the streaking Polino, who picked up his first collegiate goal last time out against St. Lawrence on Saturday, looking for number 2 there, and he nearly had it.
What a play there by that first line. Hayhurst doing a great job, having great awareness on the ice, finding Pat Polino, and then Polino finding Melanson right in front of the net for a great shot.
Tyrannies on the draw here, up against Jobst. And it's another Buckeye win. Behind for Larocque to the far side. Carried on further. Mason Jobst from Speedway, Indiana. Chipped off the glass and to center ice. Bouncing puck into the Ohio State zone. Trying to drag it along the blue line was Tyrannies, and he did a very awful job of that. As he very clearly cleared it across the blue, carried it across the blue line. We will have a stoppage here with 3:16 to go in the period.
Yeah, 3:16 left to go here in the period. RPI 0, Ohio State Buckeyes 0. Engineers doing a great job to stifle this high-powered offense of the Buckeyes.
Face-off coming just outside the Ohio State zone, far side, in front of their own bench area. Will be played by Healy. Fed to the far side of the ice. Riley holds up his man. Luckily for him, the puck was there for a moment. It could have been construed as interference. Anyway, we play on. Orval trying to work it up the wall. Packed towards the middle of the circle for Liljegren. That one's broken up. Good back check, however, by Orval to break up Lazinski's entry into the zone, but RPI does flip it out of play. We'll see where they plant this faceoff. With 2:48 to go in the period.
First line coming back out on the ice for the Engineers. Had a great opportunity last shift. Let's hope they can get another one here. Take another defensive zone draw as Hayhurst.
Hayhurst, the top faceoff man on the team, will be in there. And it is won by the Buckeyes once again. They work it into the corner. Behind the net, that's Joshua. Stick handling. Back to the point, a drive. That one may have gotten to Hackett. Could have been blocked by Grant. There was plenty of traffic in front. Now Moore. Stretch pass. Well, Polino was interfered with, and that's what Melanson is pointing at. Breivik got in Polino's way. He was trying to get to the puck, but he just couldn't, and that forced the icing as he was nowhere near that outlet pass from Moore.
Yeah, 2:23 left here in the period. The Engineers just looking to keep themselves in the game, stay awake, and not give up that soft goal that Coach Apper was talking about in the pregame interview.
Face-off coming here to the left of Hackett. Tommy Grant has his man pinned up. Well, it's the Buckeyes who come away with it. Healy to the far side. Miller intentionally wide off the end wall. Hackett had to play with the goalie stick as it kind of bounced right next to him. Just helped it to the far side. Now stick handling over there is Girard. Freddie Girard, sophomore from Rocky River, Ohio. Works it to the near point. Polino breaks it up. Pops right back into the RPI zone, but carried back the other way by Moore. Mears Moore on the move into the offensive zone all by himself. He'll just flip it deep as 4 of his teammates change behind him. Now he'll go off on a change. Good work on the play. Bradley Bell breaks up the outlet pass. Bell in the circle trying to find it. Back up top, here's Prapavesis. Some space. Prapavesis makes a move, takes a shot, blocked by the second man. And now Bell gives it back to the point for Reno. To the near point, and too stagnant there for the Engineers as they were closed off, and now the Buckeyes move it back the other way. Broken up at the top of the zone and cleared back out to center by RPI while Ohio State was in the middle of a change. Yannick Moser back to play for Ohio State there. Rodriguez into the offensive zone. Pried away from him and now carried behind the goal by Breivik. Drew Breivik, 6'2" senior from Lakeville, Minnesota. Moving ahead, a shot and a save by Hackett. Rebound, it's in the net. But how did it get there is the question. Ohio State celebrates. It was a very odd goal that may have caught someone's boot, and I believe they're going to look at this. 1:02 to go in the first period, but as it stands, Ohio State has a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you got to relook at that goal because it was a weird goal. It kind of bounced around in front of the net. Looks like it may have been kicked.
Well,
we'll get a replay on it.
Well, I'm not quite sure they're going to look at it. Seth Appert is pointing. Now, we're going to get another look at it. You may not, but yeah.
Yeah, so it looked like Fiddler went into the net, but Hackett may have hit it in himself with this.
I think we have a good goal here.
Yeah, Hackett.
It was I believe Joshua in the end who touched it last, and I believe he's the one who'll get credit with this goal. You can see him come in at the very end and slap it in. There he is. Dakota Joshua probably did well by his teammates there to do that, because I'm not sure who the other man was going to the net. Might have been Fiddler.
Yeah, Fiddler went flying.
He went flying into the net, and it may have come off his skate, but I think in the very end, Joshua touches it with his stick, and this is going to be a good goal.
So the Engineers unable to go into the period tied. Just too many icings to end the period. They weren't able to get the shifts that they wanted, and it stinks because they had a good period up until that point. Just a sloppy goal.
Yeah, a tough one for the Engineers to give up, and credit to Ohio State there for just crashing the goal. It was certainly not pretty, but pretty doesn't matter when you're scoring 4.5 a game. I'm sure some of them look like that if you are Ohio State. So, yeah, not quite sure. Of course, they want to make sure. My speculation can take about 3 seconds or less. They probably want to watch it from a few different angles. I've just made up my mind after seeing it once. So I'm sure that's what the delay is for.
So Coach Apper, he's got to talk to his guy, take this extra time during the review to talk to his guys on the bench before the period break and try to get them to take the puck from center ice and tie it up real quick. You got to go into the period with, you got to go into the end of the break with some momentum, something to look forward to.
If it is Joshua's goal, it's just his second of the year to go along with 11 assists. But yeah, even if it is a good goal, Joshua took the initial shot, and really, if there's any fault there, it's for Hackett giving up that rebound over his shoulder that allowed the Buckeyes to crash the net, and in the end.
Yeah, nice job by Joshua following up his shot.
Absolutely.
So the Buckeye forecheck really is what led to that goal. They've been pushing in the offensive zone.
It is a good goal.
Throwing pucks at the net, and it results in a goal.
So 1-0 Ohio State. Minute 2 to go in the first period. We'll have a center ice draw upcoming. Shots in the game. Currently 13-7 Buckeyes. This game actually reminiscent of the women's game I just called as far as the flow and the shots. It was even early, and then it was Mercyhurst who turned things quickly. Now a shot by Whiffen and a blocker save here as we're back to action. Swept into the zone by Orval, and now Tierney on for Whiffen behind the goal. Whiffen back to the point. Tough handle for Riley. It's past him and all the way down. Hackett will play there with 32 seconds to go in the frame. He'll leave it for Riley. Two men come on the forecheck. Wilson near side. Out to center for Whiffen. Shoots it in. Engineers are onside. A little bit of a miscommunication at the blue line, but no problems there. Now the Buckeyes back into the RPI zone 2-on-2. Stick handling right out in front. It's finally knocked away by Prapavesis. Tierney throws a hit, but the Buckeyes get it deep with 7 seconds to go in the period. They continue to whack away at it at the near side wall. Now down low, a centering pass, and that could have been something if not for the horn. Matthew Weiss ends up in the lap of Cam Hackett, and that's where the first period will end. 1-0 Ohio State with the lead. They get a very late goal. A little over a minute left in the period. It was Dakota Joshua's second of the season, the sophomore from Dearborn, Michigan, and Toronto Maple Leafs draft pick has the Buckeyes on the board.
You know, a good shift, though, following the goal by the Engineers. It was Evan Tierney, Brady Whiffen on the left wing, and Jesper Orval. They came out, they won the faceoff, they pushed the puck into the offensive zone, and then they started a cycle and got a shot on net. So it's not, they didn't just give up after that first goal by the Buckeyes.
No,
so
they went down and got a shot on goal, right?
That's what you like by your Engineers.
We will step aside and be back with our first intermission. You're listening to RPI Hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
I grew up in an all-white neighborhood.
I grew up in a diverse neighborhood.
Everyone I knew was just like me.
Brought something different to the party.
They definitely helped shape the way I look at things.
A neighborhood rich in diversity can leave its inhabitants better able to succeed in the global community they and their children will face. To better understand the benefits, please log on to www.aricherlife.org.
I want my kids to live a richer life.
A message brought to you by the National Fair Housing Alliance in celebration of the 40th anniversary of the Fair Housing Act.
I like some cookies, pizza, popcorn, chocolate donuts.
Left to their own devices, children wouldn't always eat right.
I'd like to welcome the New York Capital Region Ohio State Buckeye alumni up to the game tonight.
Draws to RPI's 11. Ohio State had one power play. They had one shot during that 2-minute opportunity. The Engineers had 2 power play chances, 4 shots. They all came in the second power play, 0 in the first power play. So a little bit better as RPI went from the first to the second chance in the period, but no power play goals. Just the one even strength tally for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, it just looked like the Engineers weren't winning the faceoffs that they needed to win. The ones that were in the offensive zone that could have led to strong scoring chances, they weren't winning them. They were winning the sloppy faceoffs in the defensive zone that led to puck battles in the corner.
I guess a faceoff win's a faceoff win. Yes, some are more important than others, but defensive faceoffs are pretty important too. But we get set for the second. Engineers will skate from left to right. Across your radio dials, the Buckeyes from right to left. 4th ever meeting. As I mentioned, the first 3, officially all 5-5 ties, including one back in 2006, in which Andrei Yuryadov had a hat trick for RPI, also an assist in that game. Paul Cairns had the game-tying goal for RPI. Puck behind the RPI cage now. Gust back to the point. Oh, knuckling shot. That one looked like it was moving quite a bit, but Hackett did a great job to hold it and get the whistle.
Great slap shot there by Drew Breivik at the point. Got some nice height, got some nice air on it, and Hackett didn't really know where it was until it was right in front of him, but nice job.
21 seconds into the second period, 1-0 is the Ohio State lead.
There's a face-off win there for the Engineers.
Hey, Prapavestis has it behind the goal, trying the near side. Liljegren lets it run out to center, poked away from Wood, who is looking to go off to the races, and now it will be Breivik. Takes a hit from Liljegren. Reno gets it deep, stopped there by Tompkins. And now Liljegren gets upended. Breivik lost his stick in the process. It was stuck between Liljegren's legs, but Storks back into the offensive zone. Reno spins around and gets it out to center and all the way down, where it will be corralled by the Buckeyes there, Sasha Larac. Through center ice, chopped to the near side, past Gust all the way down. Did he touch it is the question. No is the answer. Icing on Ohio State.
Kind of slow start here to this period as the skaters are still trying to get a feel for the ice.
We have a draw coming up in the Ohio State zone. One back to LaRock, who shoots it off the glass out to center. Will Riley back to pick it up, the freshman from Toronto. Has played in all 11 games so far. Has 4 assists on the season. Now Whiffen breaks up an outlet pass deep in Ohio State territory. Let's see how they deal with this. Orval reached for it but couldn't grab it. Now LaRock through center once more. Good connection. And they're out to center. It's Lazinski into the offensive zone. Jobst behind the RPI goal. Runs into 3 Engineers. RPI works it out near side for Jesper Orval. From Halmstad, Sweden to the far side. Into the zone, Whiffen. Who's behind him, but he gathers and works it in deep. Through a bit of a minor slash on LaRock. Goes uncalled into the middle for Tyrannies. Down to the point for Grant. He'll gather there. Grant into the middle, looking for the deflection. It fell to Tyrannies for a moment, but he couldn't control, and it's back out to center ice. Good ideas all around by the Engineers on this shift as they get it deep. LaRock there, runs into Tyrannies. Tyrannies works it free to the far corner. Still Evan Tyrannies on it. Helped off the wall for Morello. Now down low. Tight angle shot there as it was, I believe, Rodriguez trying to catch Tompkins off the post, but he missed wide of the cage. Behind the goal now. Hit thrown by Rodriguez. Corralled on the far side by Josh Healy. Healy off the skates of Bell, and the Buckeyes have had trouble a couple times throwing their outlet passes, their breakout passes right into the Engineer in front of them in this period. As now they get it deep, however. Mears Moore is upended as he got a stick to the bottom of his skate from Lazinski. And they'll tie up along the near wall in the air off the top of the glass into center ice. Back to pick it up is Moser. D-to-D pass for Joyo. Now back to the near side. Joshua, the goal scorer. Chips it in deep before taking hit from Prapavesis. Moore shoots it around far side. Free to Bell at the half wall. Bell trying to stick handle there. Forcing it towards the blue line was Morello. Bell over skates, and it's chipped right back in by Fiddler. One-handed around to the near corner. Prapavesis already in a tangle with Wheatala. And now Melanson at the near boards. Good play off the wall for Prapavesis. They're out to center. Prapavesis stick handling to the line, dumps it in. Melanson the first one there. Drew Melanson out of the near corner. 4 goals, 2 assists on the year in 11 games for Melanson. He's currently being paired up with Hayhurst and Polino. Long outlet pass to the far side. Hayhurst walking right in. Still Hayhurst on the backhand. Threw it off the back of his man. That was Melanson. And now stick handling to the near side. Hayhurst to the point. Riley. Far point connection there. Wilson chops it towards goal. Puck did not sit for him. And he just kind of lofted it towards the net. Poked out to center. Good wrap poke check by Wilson. It'll be corralled there by Brevik. Brevik in neutral ice. So scoop high in the air towards Hackett. Bouncing puck wide of the goal. Help to the side by the goalie stick of Hackett. And now Riley. Back for Wilson. Crosses his own blue line. He'll cross center and dump in on goal. Glove there by Tompkins. And with Liljegren pressuring, he will hold. You are listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey 91.5 FM. WRPI Troy. It's 1-0 Ohio State. Early in the second.
15:45 left here in the second period. And the Engineers are off to a great start in this period. Their passes have all been tape to tape. And that's what you like to see.
Second period, well underway here. As looks like DeVito is waiting for something. Jimmy DeVito in to take the draw up against Kevin Miller for Ohio State. Clean win back to the point. Engineers have it. Grant, wrister. That one blocked by Brevik. And now the Buckeyes look to break out to center. They'll dump into the far corner. Race for the puck. First one to it's going to be Kearney. Brendan Kearney from Northville, Michigan. Trying to track it down. Now it's Kevin Miller. Miller gets run into by Moore. They both go down. Now they're both back up. Miller trying to work it back to the point. Spinning puck in the far circle. Turning and shooting. And a pad save is made by Hackett on the try by Girard. And now Grant through center. Pass too far ahead of Wood. That'll allow the Buckeyes to re-enter on the dump in. Tipped in deep by Girard. And now behind the goal. Engineers have it. It's Wood. Stick handling for a moment. Still on it, Wood. Up ahead finds DeVito. He'll backhand it in deep. He'll chase himself. All by himself. 1-on-3. slapped away, and the Buckeyes have it in the far corner of their own end. Indirect off the end wall to the near side for LaRock. LaRock backing up into the corner. He'll move behind the cage and set up the breakout. Quick little handoff for Weiss, but he gives it away in the neutral zone. Far side carried in Prapavesis. Pulls it back, takes a wrister, and a blocker save is made by Tompkins. To the side of the cage now. Picked up there, Tierney's trying to step through LaRock. He gets upended and taken down. Fans want a penalty, not going to get it here, as they thought he was held or obstructed or what have you. The puck was close by, so no interference. One hope maybe it could have been a hold, but we play on as LaRock dishes it off. Here's Healy. Down the middle of the ice, good connection there, onto the tape. Walking in, it's poked away from Gus at the last moment. And helped on further below the goal line, Gus once more. Here's Stork now, to the point. Good gather by Joyo, his shot goes wide. Picked up now, a shot! Whistles just wide of the cage by Weiss and out to center. He caught everybody napping there. Hackett didn't see it right away either, but it went whiskers wide to that top right corner. Dumped right back in by the Buckeyes. Came off a shin pad, so no icing. Reno helps it to the near wall. Wilson chipping towards the point, glove down by Moser. He gets run into by Tierney's. The puck's out to center. Polino has a man breaking, and we get a whistle for what? 13:22 to go in the second period. We have a high stick called. And I don't know where or when. It had to be away from the puck because the Engineers were breaking into the offensive zone.
They're calling on Jared Wilson.
Wilson is the one in the box.
This is an interesting call. I was watching the puck.
I'm not sure that our cameras are going to have caught this one because it was not near the puck.
This is unfortunate because it looked like the Engineers.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Drew Melanson was going to have a wide open net. Just the goalie to beat.
Back to the point now. The Buckeyes have it. It's Healy along the near wall and in deep by Gust. Joshua to the far side, trying to slam it in front. Couple jams at the side of the cage. Still not out. Hackett has it covered as it was Gust who got decked in the crease. And we're going to get a cross check here on somebody for knocking Gust down. And they're going to get DeVito for cross-checking.
It's a 5-on-3 here to...
For a long time.
Yeah. 147. And Jimmy DeVito is one of the best penalty killers. So it looks like Jake Wood's going to come out to replace him as the forward in this 5-on-3 kill. So the thing with 5-on-3s is they're very hard to kill, but if you do kill one, it's a pretty big momentum shift.
So Ohio State is already on the power play for the second time. We'll go on their third power play here, as they'll set up the 5-on-3 for almost a full 2 minutes. 1:47 officially. Behind the net, they control off the defensive zone face-off win. Schilke, a shot. That one's blocked on the try by Joyo, as Schilke moved it right out to the near point. Here's Joyo again. Down low for Gust. Gust to the far side. Gets it back from Weiss. Now back up top. Schilke, a drive. Saved by Hackett. Rebound back behind the goal. Weiss again. Near side connection. That's Gust. Another drive, and they hammer it home. It's Schilke. And it's his team leading 11th goal of the year. It's a 2-man advantage power play tally for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and they're going to have that for another minute 28. They're going to have a 1-man advantage now for another minute 28. The Engineers, their penalty kill, they were just creeping too close towards the net. I mean, I understand that you have to keep them out front of the net to corral the rebounds, but you got to pressure the puck a little bit. They were just Schilke was just blasting at Hackett.
Center ice draw. It's 2-0 Ohio State. As the Buckeyes look to move it out of their own zone once again. Flipped into the near corner. Grant's on it there. Plays it behind. Too far for Wilson. Now Gust. Near side for Moser. His shot deflected over the top on the try by Jobst. And now back to the point. It's Moser again. Now a shot in. Hackett can't find it. Hayhurst threw a cross check. And the Engineers clear into their own bench, and that'll draw a whistle. Joshua goes to the referee saying he cross-checked me too. Where's my penalty? Not coming. 7:15 was the time of that goal. Nick Schilke's team-leading 11th of the year. The one assist currently going to Matthew Weiss. There may be a second added, I would imagine.
So the Engineers looking to kill off the final 42 seconds of this second penalty with 11:59 left in the period, 2-0 Buckeyes.
Another 38 seconds to go on the aforementioned power play. As it will be shot near side and all the way down, wide of goal, and it will be a whistle here. And an icing call on the power play for Ohio State. 22 seconds left on it.
Engineers look slow here in the second period. For some reason, they gotta wake up, get the juice flowing a little bit.
Face off in the Ohio State zone. 11:39 left in the second. 2-0 is the Buckeyes lead. Moser, off the draw. Has it again on the pass back. He'll cross center and ring it in. Polino tied up in the far corner of his own zone is happy to be there on the kill for another 5 seconds. Up the wall to the point where it's kept in by Healy. Healy waiting. Feeds it up the board. Spinning now is Jobst. Into the middle of the slot. Poked away from Kearney as the Engineers kill the penalty. Now Joshua, a shot saved by Hackett. Rebound comes free. And it's carried out towards center. Who wants it? Eventually it's going to be Tierney's. 2-on-2 into the zone. Drops it off Polino. Wrister coming. Saved by Tompkins. Tierney's looking for a one-handed rebound. A miracle play there. Now he gets surrounded by Buckeyes as they don't appreciate him maybe taking a bit of a whack. If it was at the goaltender, I'm saying. If it wasn't much of one. He only had one hand on his stick, and it barely touched him. 10:54 to go in the second. 2-0 Ohio State leads.
Yeah, good rush up there by the Engineers. Tierney's doing a drop pass there for Orval. Orval getting the shot off. That's what you like to see, coming into the zone with speed.
Puck up the boards, cleared to center ice. And now gathered by Moore. He'll go D-to-D in his own zone for Grant. Cross ice connection, actually just tipped into the zone by Hayhurst. He will chase Brevig for the Buckeyes. Shot on goal from a very tight angle by Tierney's. Forced Tompkins to make a save, but the Buckeyes are back the other way. Quickly into the zone they come. It's Kevin Miller. Stops top of the circle. Into the slot. Makes a move. Saved by Hackett, and the rebound cleared away. That was Girard, who was loose between the dots. His shot was stopped by Cam Hackett. Now Girard again out of the corner. Back towards the point and moved out to center by Orval. On for Morello. Tompkins way out of his net to play. Shoots it around behind for Brevin. Stolen away by Orval in the far corner. He'll try and track it down there. Orval pinned up in that far corner. Comes free for a second, and now we get a whistle, and it's going to be a hook, and it's going to go on Ohio State, I believe. Although I've been wrong before. Well, looks like it's going to be Kevin Miller going off. RPI will go on its third power play of the night.
Yeah, with
2.
With 10 minutes left here in the second period, we're at the direct halfway point of the game. The Engineers down 2. It's almost, you feel like they need to score on this just to give themselves a little confidence, give themselves a little momentum. But the Buckeyes do not have a good penalty kill. So the Engineers need to get their passes right on target and get their shots on net, get a couple deflections.
RPI's face-off, 4 shots on it so far. They get it deep on the face-off win around to the near corner. Liljegren trying to shield it away. Stolen away, but kept in by Prapavesas. He feeds it into some open ice on the far side of the zone. Healy there, trying to chip it out. He's got a man, and that'll allow the Buckeyes to clear, skate if they want. Here's Weiss, short-handed, far side. Shot was blocked by Prapavesas in the far corner. He'll fire it back out to center. And now here is Sasha Larak. He'll shoot it in from the near side. Bouncing puck behind Hackett. Played by Prapavesis. Down the middle off the skates of Hayhurst, and now Liljegren. Now Melanson. RPI not cleanly into the zone, but they get in there anyway. Prapavesis with it. He'll carry and set things up at the top of the umbrella. Near side, Hayhurst. Up top for Prapavesis. Fakes the shot, works it down low. Centering pass all the way through, where it's corralled by Schilke and cleared all the way down.
The Engineers not playing with any urgency, skating very slow. It's almost as if they look like they're with the lead.
Off of DeVito into the zone, Polino has it. Drops it back, lots of room for Tierney's. He'll fake a shot and hand it off for Wilson. Wilson a wrister, that one's blocked in front. Whiffen trying to find the puck along the far boards. Wilson's there with him. 38 seconds to go on the RPI power play. Dug back to the point. Lots of room near side now. Polino into the slot. Breaking his stick was DeVito on his shot. No, he didn't break it. He just missed the net. Tierney's. Thought for sure he did the way that came off his stick. Not very hard. Now Wilson again. A wrister. That one hammered wide off the glass. DeVito went to try and find it, but it wasn't where he thought it was. It's cleared down by the Buckeyes.
A much better sequence there by that RPI power play. That's what you like to see from them.
Aerial pass by Hackett ahead. Here comes Wood into the zone's near side. Drop pass for Bell. Now Wood again. A tight angle shot saved by Tompkins. To the far point it goes. That wrister blocked. And out of the box comes Kevin Miller. Puck trickling in front of Hackett, played by Grant. Shot off the leg of Weiss. And now Gust up the boards. Weiss once more. Tommy Grant trying to find it. And it works to the near side for Stork. Up top for Moser. Far side, Joyo. Off the end wall, big hop picked up by Tommy Grant. He'll look to break near side. Has some room to look up ice. Tommy Grant along the near boards. Gives it right away to Stork, and he's back the other way. Lots of room now for the Buckeyes into the zone. Drop pass circle. Shot saved by Hackett. On the try there by Weiss. 2-0 Ohio State leads with 7:17 to go in the second period. Gust along the far wall. He's double teamed. And is dug out by Bell. Bradley Bell stick handling in his own zone. Diving poke check, can't clear it out. Second effort does. And now Morello trying to jump on it. He skates with Moser. Into the zone near side, he goes down. Morello trying to dig it out of Moser's skates as they slide behind the Ohio State goal. Tierney's comes the lend a helping hand as it's between the skates of Moser and the end wall, right behind the net. Finally dug out of there by the Engineers. Tierney's stops behind the circle, or behind the goal, I should say, now to the far corner. Still Tierney's running out of room at the far point. He'll actually just spin and just dump it in. Moser in the near corner now. He's being watched there by one of the Engineers. DeVito comes to help out. No, it's out to center. Indirect outlet pass too far for everybody and too tired to skate after it was Gust. As it'll be an icing call, and he'll have to head back. This is a big face-off. 6:23, and you can see, or we could anyway, David Gust, not even enough energy to skate after the puck to try and negate an icing. He kind of just gave up on the play. It was an icing. His line has to stay out there.
Yeah, Gus is still bent over trying to catch his breath here for this next face-off.
And now the timeout will be smartly used by fourth-year head coach Steve Rolick.
6:23 left here in the second period after that timeout called by the Engineers, or excuse me, by the Buckeyes. Engineers did a nice job on the second half of that power play, getting some passing, some quick passing. In the first half, they were kind of passing the puck back and forth without much speed. And Tompkins knew exactly where the puck was at all times. And on a power play, you have to move the puck quickly. You have to kind of get the goalie confused so that he doesn't know where the puck is, and then shoot it towards the net, maybe get a deflection, and try to score a goal. But first half of that power play was just very lackadaisical. It was almost like the Engineers were just going through the motion. Second half, they did second unit specifically did a nice job of quickening up the pace and forcing some nice scoring chances. Unfortunately, the Buckeyes also did a nice job after that penalty. After the penalty kill, they came right back up the ice and had several chances on a couple drop passes.
Certainly. So a timeout here just to try and get some time for this group that's out there to gather themselves. I believe they're even allowed to change in the timeout. That's not Gust anymore, so yes.
Yeah, looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Engineers will come out with their third line still, Whiffen, Tyrannese, and Orval.
Puck to the far corner, the OSU zone. Brevig has it near side. Chased after by Wilson. He'll go behind his own net with it, being chased by Lazinski. And now Riley down the middle. Past Whiffen and all the way down. Will this be icing? Yes. Very close play at the dots. But icing on RPI this time. 6:04 on the clock. And still a 2-0 Buckeye lead.
So now it's the Engineers that are going to have to stay on the ice after this icing.
Draw here, one straight ahead by Joshua, but the Engineers break it up as he was trying to go right to the net with it. Riley around to the far side for Whiffen. Chip to center, too far out in front of Tyrannese, too far for Orval as well. This be icing? No, they wave it off. See, the Buckeyes could have played. And now Orval goes down, trying to move the puck to the middle of the ice, and back comes Ohio State. Here's Joshua, those long strides to the RPI line, broken up, swatted back to center. Orval trying to find it, still in front of the bench. He gets bumped there by Joshua, spins and keeps it in the offensive zone as he knocked it away from LaRock.
Good effort there by Orval. Even at the end of his shift, they're still trying to get the puck in the offensive zone.
Healy, yeah, go ahead.
Buckeyes now look like they're stalling behind the net.
Yeah, they're setting up the breakout here. Healy to far side. Melanson breaks that up at the blue line. Fed along for Hayhurst, trying to carry in far side. Hayhurst, a wrister. Right pad save made by Tompkins. Melanson at the far half wall. As Hayhurst is still getting roughed up in the far corner. Now they let him go. Reno at the far side for Prapavessis, neutral zone. Near side connection for Hayhurst once more. The Engineers are offside. As Melanson stepped across the line, Hayhurst may have taken a few too many seconds there to cross the blue line.
I liked what Hayhurst did on his first entry. He just threw the puck at the net, tried to get a rebound, but on that last play again, he went back to being a little too fancy. Sometimes I feel like Hayhurst gets a little too fancy with the stick when he can just kind of put the puck in play.
Parker Reno in the neutral zone, far side for Prapavessis, who carries in. Fed towards the slot, broken up, right back to Prapavessis at the half wall. Down low for DeVito. Knocked away from him. Moser trying to track it down near side, has Schilke with him. Now Jobst, far side of his own end, takes a hit from DeVito, but gets the puck off to the near side as it's dumped in. Lazinski runs into the end boards, but now has a man trying to center. Kicked to his own skates by Jobst. He'll turn and shoot. It's blocked. Saved by Hackett in the left pad as he got down quickly. He'll be shot around to the near side boards. Now it's Reno lofting it to center. Too far for the intended target, Liljegren. Bouncing puck on the center logo. Jobst had it for a moment as it's turned right back around by Liljegren. He'll skate to center with it. Victor Liljegren on the move into the offensive zone. Still Liljegren trying to drive the net. Poked away from him by Matt Miller as they duel in the far side now. Wood. Down to a knee and now back up again, but it's the Buckeyes who come away with it. Carried to center by Kearney. He ties up with Riley. Taken over there by Girard, centering pass all the way through, and a shot goes just wide from the far point on the try by Brevig. They now square off along the near boards. Dug free by Morello, back for Riley. Trying to clear it out, finds Rodriguez, and he'll skate it to center ice. Alex Rodriguez hands it off far side for Bradley Bell, and moves into the offensive zone. His shot saved. Rebound pops free to the near circle, and that'll leave the ice. It was a dangerous rebound there for Tompkins to leave, but luckily for him, the winger, Freddie Girard, was back to help out.
Yeah, Will Riley almost had a wide open hand. Another great shift there by the fourth line. Bradley Bell, Alex Rodriguez. Getting that puck in the offensive zone, just throwing the puck at the net, causing rebounds. Fourth line's had a great game so far.
Shots are 20-15, Ohio State, 7-7 here in the second period. Just the one goal in the frame, though, belongs to the Buckeyes. It's played around to the far side of the Ohio State zone. Whiffen is giving problems to Healy. And now Brevig near side, chipped off the glass, didn't go anywhere. Trying to keep it in the zone was Orval. He does for the time being. Brevig will have to turn it back and try the other side of the ice as he works it over to Healy there. Back behind for Brevig. And now a little bit of space to move up ice is Lazinski. Or make it Joshua, rather. He gets hit by a couple of Engineers and goes down. Puck bouncing in the bottom of the near circle. Tommy Grant finds it and clears towards the line. Does Healy keep it in? Yes. Orval turns it right back around for RPI. He's now surrounded by 4 Buckeyes. Loses his glove, but gets it deep as he took a hit from one of them. Now it's rung around to the far side to the neutral zone. Fed back into the offensive end. Harris needs to touch up and does before he can resume his forecheck pressure. Now Moser chips it off the near boards to the RPI line and in. It's Jobst. He gets knocked off the play. Reno scoops it high in the air back to center. 2:19 to go in the second period. 2-0 Ohio State leads. Here's the defenseman Moser, far side of his own end, crosses the neutral ice and shoots it all the way down the ice. This will be icing.
So 2:11 left here in the second period. The Buckeyes still up 2-0 over the Engineers of RPI. And the Engineers just have not looked that strong here in the second period. They've had a couple quality chances, but it's just not, they haven't had the energy. With the exception of the fourth line, there hasn't been much energy from this group.
Draw here, won by the Buckeyes cleanly. They'll work it around to Moser, now out to center. Spun to the ice was Schilke, puck trickling back into OSU territory. Tompkins will help it there to the far side for Healy. Good outlet pass to center. Lazinski into the RPI zone, trying to take a shot. Prabovesis has them all kinds of wrapped up on his way in. And it'll be played by Lazinski in the far corner. Tied up now by Parker Reno. He's getting the full defensive pairing treatment. Skated quickly to center by Hayhurst. Nearly creating a 3-on-2 on his own. Drops it back to the point for Melanson. He'll pull it back and slow things down. Riley trying to jump into the play. Will Riley still on the puck, and finally it's knocked away from him to Jobst, who loses it at center. Back to the Buckeyes at their own blue line. Shipped to the RPI line where it's corralled by Riley, who shoots it right back to Ohio State. Just off the bench is Jimmy DeVito, turns and spins it near side into the zone. Here's Liljegren, top of the circle to Wood, looking to drop it back. One-timer Riley and a lot of net to shoot at, but he missed it wide. Now Wilson, far side circle. Down low they go. Here's DeVito. Lots of room out of the corner. He'll take a shot saved by Tompkins. Again, it's DeVito out of the corner. Best spell for RPI to date. Here's a drive by Wilson to save. Trying to find it, Liljegren. Where's the puck? And Tompkins keeps it out, as there's a big-time pileup in front of the net, and now they'll need to be separated. 54.1 to go, and in the final 2 minutes of this period, the Engineers have woken up here.
Yeah, it looks like that second line, Jimmy DeVito, Victor Liljegren, and Jake Wood just woke up when they came out. Jimmy DeVito saw the puck right in front of him as he came off the bench, slipped it to Wood. Wood went right into the zone and set up shop. Great sequence there by the Engineers. Great sequence by that second line.
Well, RPI drove the net there, and Victor Liljegren kept digging until he heard the whistle. Unfortunately for Ohio State and Matt Tompkins, it was a little bit too long of a wait for them. They wanted to hear a whistle sooner than that. They didn't get it. 2-0 Ohio State, 54.1 to go in the second. Probably Engineers' best spell of minute and a half of play there. A couple of shifts, a couple of lines doing some good work in the offensive zone. I'm not sure what the argument is here, but we're ready to go. Face-off win for Ohio Staters. Moser in his own zone near side. Up ahead from Miller. Trying to turn it around. Polino in the neutral zone. He just picked it away. Fed on for Tyranese. Into the zone. Walking in Whiffen. Looking to center. Polino had him. And he couldn't steer it on goal. It would have been a clear chance again for RPI. Whiffen had to wait for Polino to clear the defender. Thought he did. And Polino, just a snap-second reaction there. He just couldn't steer it on frame. Shot in again by the Engineers with 22 to go in the second. There's a backdoor play nearly connected for RPI there. Now Tyranese looking to center, and it's behind Prabovesis, so now has to race back. A diving poke to the near side, but Ohio State still on the move. Walking in Gust, he'll pull it back and take a shot. He hit his own man with the try, now picked up with Reno with one. And in the end, no shot on goal. The other way on the rush. But you have to like, if you're an RPI fan, how that second period ended with plenty of offensive zone possession and some chances, just no goals. But still 20 minutes to play.
Great way to end that second period for the Engineers. Great pressure there. Even after that the DeVito line came out, they came off the ice and the Tiranesi line came on. They did enough. They won the neutral zone faceoff, got right back into the zone, and set up for several high danger chances in front of them, in front of the net and in the slot areas.
So Ohio State will score just the one goal in the period. It was Nick Schilke's 11th of the year on the power play. The 5-on-3 power play advantage at 7:15 of the period. That was the only scoring of the frame. The lone assist going to Matthew Weiss. And we will be back with some scores, out-of-town scores, and other info in our second intermission. Once again, your score after 2 is Ohio State 2 and RPI nothing. You're listening to RPI Hockey 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
There's no question that a single instrument can sound beautiful.
RPI means hockey would like to thank the Recovery Sports Grill for their support. The fans can take the game ticket to the Recovery Sports Grill at the Hilton Garden Inn on Houston Street in Troy. Receive a free dessert with a purchase of $8.99 or more.
You're busy, and Stewart Shops can make your life easy with all of our easy food options. Whether you're grazing on the go or picking up things, egg wedges, hot and cold subs, deli dogs, chicken tenders, meatballs, and introducing Stewart's new green salad. These are the favorites. And they're made in Stewart's kitchen, along with soups and hot entrees. Available with rollers or now and then packaged meals. More on the Stewart Shops to easy food.
Patrick Paulino into the offensive zone, takes a shot, hit the leg of Brevig. goes behind for Melanson. Indirect off to the wall on the near side. One-timer Wilson. Pad save, and Polino couldn't find the rebound. It is moved out to center by Stork. Luke Stork through center ice, bounces one into the near corner. Now Wilson in that corner, getting watched by Gust. Played far side into the offensive zone by Riley. Will try and chase it down himself. Runs into Matt Miller there. Up the far side boards, Melanson trying to chip it further down low. Great move by Hayhurst to get free. Over to Riley, a wrister. That one's blocked, and it's chopped to center. What a find, what a move by Jacob Hayhurst. Spectacular play. If that resulted in a goal, it would have been one of the plays of the season so far. There's a drive the other way, and a save by Hackett. That caught him in a bad spot as he is down and hurt. Mason Jobst absolutely cranked one from the far circle. And we may have to take a break here as Hackett is still down on his stomach. He absolutely drilled that one. I'm surprised Hackett saw it, let alone stopped it. And I'm not sure exactly where it caught him. As Tara Patnaud, the RPI trainer, is out. There's a replay. Oh, it might have caught him around the neck. Yeah, it's not. He looks to be up, and he's talking to Tara, but never a good sight for your goaltender. He's been playing well tonight, Joe, and tough. He just took one up high.
Yeah, he did a great job. Parker Reno trying to keep the puck in the neutral zone there. He got checked real bad right into the boards, and that left a wide open lane there for, I believe it was Nick Schilke getting a slapper right in front of him.
And goaltenders do he wears some padding around his neck, but he does not wear the plastic hanging neck guard that you do see a lot of netminders wear. And look down at the other end of the ice. Matt Tompkins does have that clear plastic neck guard that hangs from the bottom of the helmet that'll help with some of those shots. Some of them, like that one, might have been just too hard for that thing to handle anyway, but he does have the padded neck guard around his actual neck there. I think that might have saved him from more damage, but he's back to his feet and ready to go.
It was Jobst
because hockey
there.
players are tough, and Cam Hackett is one tough hockey player.
It was Jobst there that got the shot that went right into his neck.
Yeah, it was Jobst, yeah. So we're back to action here as the Engineers win the defensive zone draw, and it's Liljegren on for Wood, who rings it in around to the far side wall. Big hit by Wood, staying on the puck nicely there, however, was Schilke, but he gives it right away to Prapovesis. Indirect behind the goal, trying to jam it in front was DeVito. He lost it on the stick handle. Schilke trying to clear, glove down at the point by Reno, who keeps it alive and dumps it in. Right in front of the Zamboni door, DeVito gets knocked down by Healy. And now it's DeVito still on it, however. He's back to his feet, chopped towards the point, pinching up the boards. Reno trying to one-hand it up the wall. That one shot around to the near side. Prapovesis is trying to jump on it before Lazinski can. Now it's Jobst. He'll clear to center. Schilke into the RPI zone. That's as far as he gets. It's chipped right back the other way. Corralled there by the Buckeyes. It's Joyo across from Moser, and now Joyo once more. Matt Joyo from Bloomingdale, Illinois. Same hometown as Jimmy DeVito. The Engineers tie up along the far boards of the RPI zone. Penalty coming up here is going to go on Ohio State. As out come the Engineers from their own zone. It's Whiffen off his Hackett for the extra attacker. Whiffen in. Far side Tyrannese. Drop pass for Grant. Grant stick handling. Still Grant off a skate. Loose in front. Try by Tyrannese. Still can't find it. Where's the puck? And we get a whistle as getting jumped upon there. And now they're going to need to be separated here as there's a player at the bottom of the pile.
If you're the Engineers, you need to be smart and not get involved in too much of these extracurricular activities. You have a power play coming up. You've controlled play through the first two and a half minutes of the period. You need to keep yourself calm, stay well behaved, and take this power play. And it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Is Jake Wood was just trying to get the puck in the net and got absolutely hammered and slammed to the ice.
I believe just the one penalty is going to come of this. The original one. In the offensive zone, nonetheless, to Dakota Joshua, who scored the first goal of the game tonight. Well, two guys are going in there, and one for RPI. I think RPI is still going to get a 2-minute power play out of this. There's an Engineer in the box. And it is Mears Moore. Looks like it is. Not sure what he was doing down there.
Looks like they were all just trying to crash the net and get the puck in. And then when Wood got thrown to the ice.
Fiddler's in there for Ohio State. He's probably in there for some extracurriculars. Joshua, I believe, was the original penalty.
So the Engineers need to take advantage of this extra ice that they're going to have. Or excuse me, with this power play they're going to have. They've looked strong to start the period, as they did at the very end of the second period, and look to cash in. And again, the Ohio State Buckeye penalty kill has not been good so far this season, but in this game, they've done a nice job holding off the Engineer power play.
6 minutes for hitting after the whistle. 12 Ohio State, Miguel Fiddler, 2 minutes.
So the top unit comes out here for the Engineers: Whiffen, Polino, DeVito, Tiernese, and Jared Wilson. Buckeyes win the ensuing faceoff in the offensive zone.
It'll be 5-on-4, so 2 of the penalties matching Miners. 4th power play of the game for RPI. They're 0 for 3. Tiernese over to Wilson. Now Polino. Now Wilson. Moving to the near side. A drive by Tiernese is blocked by the man in front. That was Stork, and now a diving poke check by Stork all the way down the ice. Hackett quickly out of his crease to play, although he can't quite corral it as it bounces around behind him. Tiernese are now sliding into Hackett there, and we're going to get a penalty as Nick Schilke, for whatever reason, went sliding into Hackett and knocked him down. The puck was nowhere near him. Schilke begging his case.
Yeah, it looked like Schilke might have gotten thrown.
He might have lost in his edge. Well, we'll see. I might get a chance to see this again. But yeah, do you think he got bumped?
He definitely got bumped by an Engineer player, but the ref didn't see it. All he saw was Cam Hackett go flying off the ice, and now the Engineers are going to get their chance at the 5-on-3. And it's going to be a long one, too. It's going to be a minute 24, 5-on-3. And how the Engineers have looked on the power play, and for the last 5 minutes or so of the game, they definitely have a good chance to score here. Their passes have been tape to tape. They've been winning the faceoffs, and their shots have been hit reaching the net, reaching Tompkins.
So, 5-on-3 power play for RPI here. It's Tiernese on for Wilson. Wilson fakes the shot down low for DeVito. DeVito holding, back up top for Wilson. And now Tiernese. Tiernese waiting, still Evan Tiernese. It's 5-on-3 for another minute 7. As Tiernese trying to work it back for Wilson. Tried to glove it down, and then the Buckeyes clear.
Got to move a little faster. You have a lot of ice. You got to get the skaters moving. Get those 3 skaters moving. Here you go. Come in with speed.
Here they come into the zone. Far side, they work it down low for Hayhurst. To the far side for Wilson, who can't corral on the skate, and it's cleared all the way down by Jobst.
There's another chance for the Buckeye penalty killers to change. 29 seconds left here on the 5-on-3.
Tiernese spinning around. Over to Polino. And now DeVito drops it off for Wilson. Drop it back again. Tiernese, a shot. That one's gloved by Tompkins rather casually. It might have been headed over the top, but he gloves it anyway. 7 seconds left to the 5-on-3. 15:44 to go in the third. Still 2-0 Ohio State.
Engineers got to quicken up the passing. They're not getting any separation in between the penalty killers. The penalty killers know exactly where the puck is going to be at all times. When you have this much ice, you need to take advantage of it. Second unit out for the Engineers.
Shot around out to center where it's picked up by Prapavesis. Penalty about to expire. So now it's going to be Liljegren in, near side for Melanson. He'll turn around to the near side point. Far side feed for Prapavesis now, or in and cleared. It was Polino who tried to center. That pass was broken up. Penalty now, 13 seconds to go on the 5-on-4. The Penalty to Schilke.
Looks like there's going to be an offsides call here.
Whistle stops play.
10 seconds left here on the power play. Engineers did not do that great of a job here. Unable to get really that many dangerous chances. So the fourth line is going to come out for the Engineers.
Nope. Throw things around the press
Bradley
box.
Bell takes the face off and they dump it in.
Played behind by Tompkins. He leaves it there for Miller as Matt Miller takes a hit into the sidewall. Out of the box, killing off the penalty of the Buckeyes. RPI 0 for 5 on the man advantage, including that decently long 5-on-3. Gusts behind the goal. Prapavesis to center ice, and it'll be controlled there by Brevig.
14:36 left here in the game.
Indirect off the end wall behind the Ohio State goal. Buckeyes move to center. Is Gus on the move. Far side carry into the offensive end. Top of the circle. Shot coming. Save. Hackett. Rebound. Pops to the near side circle. Trying to one-hand it out of the zone was Riley. Gets it as far as the blue line where it's controlled by Larocque. Swung in by Schilke. It'll wrap around to the near half wall for Polino. Here comes Hayhurst on the carry. Chipping in. Takes a bump. Larocque there. Hayhurst now runs into Kearney. Spins one to center. Turning and moving it on further. Gave it right away to Polino. Polino back the other way. 3-on-2 for the Engineers. Polino in around the net. All the way around he goes. Still Polino to the point. Wilson fakes a shot. Takes a shot. That's blocked by Girard into the netting. And we get a stoppage. Good patience shown there by RPI. Just did not pay off in the end as Jared Wilson's shot is deflected over the cane.
Yeah, Polino did a nice job wrapping around the net. Even though he got poke checked there by the Buckeye defender, he kept going at it and kept coming around the net. Was able to shoot it up there for Jared Wilson. Wilson able to get a nice shot off. Unfortunately, it was blocked. Good defense there by the Buckeyes.
Face-off win for RPI. Prapavesis up the boards. Engineers have not been shut out all season long, and they have 13-39, which to try and keep that streak alive. Here's Whiffen backhanding one on goal. Second effort towards Tompkins. No. Tyrannies. Around to the near side half wall. Chipped off the glass to center. Prapavesis runs into his man. That was borderline interference. He's played around for Orval. Up the boards to center. And now corralled there. Shot right ahead into the zone comes Wheatala. His backhand shot easily stopped by Hackett as he had the near side of the net all covered up. Chopped back in by Wheatala, and they'll go off on a change. Jake Wood scampering up the wall and shoot it in.
Less than 13 minutes left here in the game. Buckeyes still up 2-0.
Near side boards through center ice. It's Jobst on for Schilke. That's broken up at the RPI line. Wood at his own blue line. Tipped into the zone by DeVito. Into the far corner it goes. Victor Liljegren has it knocked away from him by Matt Miller as it goes trickling back into RPI territory. And that one's just icing. Tanner Lazinski thought he had won the race, but no. It'll be a face-off in the Ohio State zone with 12:22 to play.
Yeah, Tanner Lazinski, the Philadelphia Flyers 6th-round pick in the last draft. He had some great speed there. Almost was able to force the non-icing call. Force icing to be called off. But here's more. There to stop it. Hayhurst taking the ensuing offensive zone face-off for the Engineers.
Draw here, far side of the Ohio State zone. Buckeyes win it. It sat on the dash for a minute. That allows Polino to try and jump on it. But no, it's Schilke far side. Nifty pass ahead. Now it's a 3-on-2 for the Buckeyes, led by Brevig, the defenseman. He carries it far side. Centering pass broken up by the stick of Riley. At the side of the net now. Now Schilke a shot, and he scores. He picked up a rebound that no one else could find. And he sticks it over Hackett for a 3-0 lead.
Wyszynski there behind the net was just kind of made a wraparound. Wasn't really a wraparound. He was just kind of behind the net and kept poking at it. Hackett tried to clear it out with his pad, and then Schilke was there waiting for the rebound. Shot at top shelf, no chance there for Hackett. 12:03 left here in the game. 3-0 Buckeyes.
Draw at center as we get things back underway. It's an even strength goal for Nick Schilke, his second of the game and 12th of the year. Puts the Buckeyes up 3-0. Prapavessis shoots it in from center, played around behind by Tompkins. As it's back out to center ice. Shot back in by RPI, knocked down there by Moser. Moser through center, broken up by Orval. Now Reno plays it back for Prapavessis. Former Toronto Patriot will work it back around behind for the Edina High School alum Reno. Out to center from Edina, Minnesota. Now LaRock into the RPI zone. Off of a skate, picked up Tierney's. He'll stick handle the other way. Evan Tierney stops top of the far side zone. Top of the circle, now to the point. Still Tierney's. Still Tierney's on it. Thought about a drop pass. He'll continue to carry. And he throws a little shiver to Moser, but stays on the puck. He's now in the near corner with it, rather. Long journey for Tierney as he eventually hands it off. Moser stole it away for a second, but guess who? Tierney's going to try and jump on it far side, knocked away from him, and corralled by LaRock. To the far side of the neutral zone. This is Stork, who just dumps it in. Mears Moore in the far corner, gets run into there by Kearney. Still Moore through center off of Bell's skate. And picked up by Bradley Bell on the deflection. Carries in, takes a shot. That'll ramp up the stick of Brevig, and into the netting. We get another stoppage. You are listening to live coverage of RPI Hockey, 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. As it's Perry Lascaris and Joe Piscano here from the Houston Fieldhouse.
10:26 left here in the game. Buckeyes up 3-0 over the Engineers of RPI. That last goal really unfortunate. Not much for Cam Hackett to do, as there was pretty much everyone on the ice was in front of him.
Here's Wilson. Chipping it in. Rodriguez. He's tied up in the corner by Matt Miller. We approach the halfway point of the third. Morello takes a shot. It was blocked by the shin pad of Brevig. And they're out to center. Wheatala will just dump it in. Wilson on for Rodriguez in the neutral zone. Near side connection for Morello. Dumps it in. Picked up there by Brevig. He'll try and turn things around very quickly. Ahead for Fiddler. Gets hit by Reno, but stays on the puck. Below the goal line, Fiddler overtaken by DeVito. And the Engineers are back the other way. Scooping in the air down the middle of the ice. It's knocked out of the air by Joyo. And the Buckeyes corral it now on their own end. Moser behind for Joyo as he takes a hit from DeVito. Joyo backing up into his own circle near side. Flings it far side for Moser. Now center ice. Played along for DeVito. He'll just shoot it to the near side of the Ohio State zone. Not enough on it for icing as it's played by Joyo. Spins away from the pressure of Wood. Try the near side. This is Girard. Back from Moser. Moser back to his own defensive partner for Joyo. And now it's tipped into the offensive zone by Kearney. Near side RPI end. Off the near wall, it's Wood. He feeds it on further for Hayhurst. Jacob Hayhurst into the offensive zone. Hayhurst has it poked away, and now quickly come the Buckeyes the other way. Making a move there, but losing the puck was Kevin Miller, as it'll be jumped on by Tommy Grant. Grant into the offensive zone, still Tommy Grant. Lost it on the stick handle in the far circle, towards the point. Polino keeps it in. Rings around behind for Melanson. Throwing it back towards the point, but the only one there waiting was Girard, and he will wait in his own zone for the Engineers to back off a bit. He does and just dumps it in. 8.5 to go in the third. 3-0 Ohio State leading RPI game one of this two-game series. As it's played along into the Buckeyes zone. Moser back behind his own goal to play. Yannick Moser near side for Sasha LaRock. And now back to Moser to center. Flipped into the zone by Jobst. Stolen away by Riley. Tried to clear. Threw that one off of Jobst. It stayed in for a moment, but now Whiffen's out to center ice. Crossing over the red line and moving into the offensive end near side, where he's run into by LaRock. Chipped off the glass and all the way down the ice. Will be icing, but it's on goal, right on Hackett. He'll leave it aside for Jared Wilson. Wilson behind his own goal. 7:45 to play. Long stretch pass broken up by Brevig. A couple of Buckeyes were still in the offensive zone. when the puck came back the other way, so they had to wait to touch up, allowing the Engineers to fire it back down. Kept in the zone by Reno for the time being, but Brevik has it there. Threw it off of Orval, gets it right back, and they're into the attacking zone. It's Jesper Orval, toe drag through his own legs, backhand shot saved by Tompkins. He will hold on, and we get a stoppage.
Great stick handle there by Jesper Orval. Put it through his legs, toe drag, got the shot off. Just not the finish. 7:25 left here in the game, as the Buckeyes are still up 3-0. Looks like we're gonna get the ice crew out here.
And you can tell it's been a long time between whistles because they do this, the cleaning of the ice with the shovels, the first whistle after the 10-minute mark of every period, which is new this year. But you can tell it's been a while because it's 7:25 on the clock, and this is our first whistle after the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, it's been.
I feel like I've been talking for a while, which is the point. Anyway, go ahead.
It's been clean play for most of this third period, except for that brief power play that the Engineers had. It's been clean play, just zone exit for the Buckeyes, and then zone exit for the Engineers. Not much action in front of the net. Again, with the exception of the few power plays.
And the shots kind of illustrate that. The shots are 6-4 RPI in the period. They're actually 24-24 overall in the game.
Yeah, so the Engineers doing a nice job of suppressing the Buckeye shots, at least comparatively to how they've done in previous games. They average about 36 shots on net, but unfortunately, the Engineers have not been able to score, and you can't really win a hockey game if you can't score.
Very, very true. 7:25 on the clock between the Engineers and their first shutout of the year against them. They've been close on the other side of things. In fact, within minutes of shutouts that have not gone their way as well. Tie up along the far boards, DeVito and Liljegren. DeVito kicking at it. And Liljegren off for Wood, down to the point. Parker Reno will just filter it down low. DeVito to the far side corner for Wood. Back to DeVito, that hits the Zamboni door opening and caroms out into no man's land. Loose in the slot, picked up by the Buckeyes. It's spun to center by Gust. And now carried on further by Stork. He lost it. Poked on free for DeVito. Near side, Liljegren lines up a wrister, shoulder save. Rebound DeVito, and he put it wide. Jimmy DeVito again to the point for Prapavesis. Down low for Wood, and now DeVito again. Not much on the pass. Prapavesis just keeps it in. DeVito on further for Wood. This is good work again by this group. To the slot for Liljegren, settling, finds Prapavesis. Prapavesis stick handling through, takes a shot save. Rebound jamming in. DeVito still can't find the puck. And it will be covered in the end by Tompkins, but 2 and 3 opportunities there for RPI, still fruitless.
6:22 left here in the third period. That second line, the DeVito line, really trying to break the shutout. Getting several great opportunities at the net, keeping the puck cycling when there's been nothing in front of the net. Instead of just getting their shots blocked, they've been cycling it behind the net, trying to find an opening, and Prapavesis kind of scooted in there to get a nice quality chance and some rebounds.
Towards the point, Wilson through a screen, and a glove save is made by Tompkins. That's what RPI is looking for. Some traffic in front of the goaltender and a clean look for Jared Wilson. They got it there. 6:18 on the clock, 3-0 Ohio State. As now Tyrannese throws his stick up towards the face of Joshua. And then Orval was getting into it with his man on the inside hash marks as well, but nothing comes of that. The faceoff is down, and we're back to action. Ohio State's back the other way. Fired in on goal from a distance. Hackett makes the stop into the corner. Swinging at it and missing is Wilson. It goes behind the goal. Wheatela lost it. Ahead for Whiffen, and now here comes RPI. Orval dumping it in. Shot around by Moser to the far side. It's Riley pinching in. Will Riley runs into LaRock in the far corner. Buckeyes trying to clear it out. Whiffen keeps it alive at the far point, helping out his teammate Riley, who had jumped into the attack, and now they trade places. Whiffen digs away in the corner, and Riley's at the right point. They continue to fight for the puck in the corner, and now it's Orval comes away with it. He'll play it behind, trying to find Tyrannese. He and Moser go into the near corner, and Tyrannese goes down. Kept in, however, by Wilson. No, he didn't. RPI needs to touch up, and instead of that, they'll just all go off on a change. Buckeyes will set things up behind their own goal with 5:10 to go. Holding on to a 3-0 lead. Brevik up the near side boards, past Prapavessis and all the way down. They wave off the icing. Shot around near side as Paulino has it there. Back for Reno. Far side Prapavessis. He'll just shoot it off the boards. On for Hayhurst. He'll carry into the offensive end. Still Jacob Hayhurst into the slot. A shot over the top of the net. Paulino again, near side half wall. He'll carry to the center of the slot. He'll turn and shoot, and he flares one wide into the near corner. Prapavessis behind off the skates and stick of Hayhurst. He'll do his best to try and track it down, but no, the Buckeyes have it behind the goal. Stick handling through center is Girard. He'll cross center and just dump it in and go off on a change himself. Good, smart, conservative play here from the team that's up 3 goals, Ohio State. Stick handling through center, it's Parker Reno. Into the offensive zone, the Engineers are offside as Parker Reno dragged the puck back along the line.
The Engineers a little sloppy here. 4:14 left in the game. Buckeyes still up 3-0. Engineers going to take this face-off here in the neutral zone. The DeVito line out there, though, is they're going to look to keep the pressure that they've had the last couple shifts. Maybe score a goal.
Face off in the neutral zone. Engineers have it. It's Wilson at the near side. He'll cross into enemy territory. Lost it on the stick handle. He was bumped by Lazinski, and now he skates back the other way. Wood trying to help out defensively, but it's Schilke in. Centering pass. That's broken up. Still battling for it. And it'll be kept alive by Moser at the near point. He'll work it down low. Lazinski, blind backhand pass in front. And just missing the net was Jobst. Now to the point. Held by Joyo. Shot comes in. Blocked. Second effort on goal. Hackett will cover this one up. 3:42 left in the third period. 3-0 Buckeyes.
Engineers, this probably will not go down as one of their better games of the season. There are a few brief spurts of offensive energy, but overall it was kind of just a lackadaisical effort. Tierney's here to take the face-off.
Draw to the right of Hackett. Won by the Buckeyes to the point. Shot comes from Moser. Big rebound, sits there, and it's cleared behind. It'll be picked up by Prapavessis now. He'll skate near side. Ahead for Whiffen. Drop to middle of the ice. Far side, Tierney's will flip it in. Miller takes a hit from Whiffen behind the goal. Shot around to the near side, half wall, pinching in Prapavessis. He'll spin, feed the slot. Tierney's backhander. Orval looking for the wraparound, trying to stick it home. Gets it back, trying to play it back for Tierney's. And now a pirouette, and the Buckeyes are out to center. Good back check by both Prapavessis and I believe Reno to thwart that chance. No shot even came from the potential 3-on-2. Now Reno will chip in himself and go after it. Orval at the near half boards. Turns back towards the corner. He's pinned against the wall by Kevin Miller. Orval makes a move around one man. Still Orval behind the net. Orval waiting, feeding it back to the point. More a drive. That one's blocked to center. As it looked like Hackett was thinking about going off there for an extra attacker. I think he's going to with 2:37 left. At least he's halfway out of his net with 2:33 to go. But Ohio State has the puck and they're out to center. That'll slow down the move there. Now Mears Moore shoots it off a leg. Back into RPI territory where Grant will corral. Tommy Grant far side for Moore. Moore high off the glass. It'll come down in the Ohio State zone, but it'll be played by Melanson. Off goes Hackett. 2:12 on the clock. As the Buckeyes clear, this should be icing, and it will be. 2:07 to go. Face-off coming in the Ohio State end, and the Engineers playing with 6 skaters.
Yeah, again, the Engineers desperate to get this goal and prevent this shutout. Almost, it looks like. And a good call here by Coach Happert. Not wait until the last minute to pull the goalie. Get some extra time with the extra skater.
To the point now, a shot through. Traffic was blocked. And it'll be DeVito trying to keep the Buckeyes away from their empty net. Turned away at neutral ice by Riley, who shoots it all the way down. This will send Hackett back to the goal with 1:54 on the clock. So that will slow things down offensively for RPI on the ice.
So Engineers will be back in action again tomorrow night. Puck drop at 7 o'clock once again against the Buckeyes. The Engineers look to be a little more successful tomorrow night. Maybe look at the tape, look at the film against the team they just played will help them with that.
So the draw is in the RPI zone. Cam Hackett was only out of the net for 18 seconds before RPI iced the puck. We're down to 1:45 to go. Puck tied up in the far corner of the Engineers' end. DeVito. And now Riley. Here's Wilson behind the goal. Through center, all the way down again. Will this be icing? Whiffen trying to skate with LaRock. I guess they wave it off. Now DeVito behind the net, all the way around. Hackett going off again to the point. Here's Moore. Back down low for DeVito. Minute 17 to go. Tyrannese hands it off for Mears Moore. Tyrannese can't keep the zone. It's back out to center. A little saucer pass far side. Swatted through center. Now a chance at the empty net for the Buckeyes. It's blocked on the try by Kearney. Tyrannese, who is playing substitute goaltender there, has the puck now as they drop it back to him. No shot ever came on him, of course. Puck deep in Ohio State territory. 45 seconds to go. Tie up in the near corner of the OSU zone. Back to the point. Prabhavessis some room. Far side a drive. That one deflects wide on the try by Moore. Again, 27 seconds to go. Liljegren trying to settle a bouncing puck. He gave it away. Lazinski in an open net. No, he's bottled up for a moment. Now he'll get another try. Lazinski finds the back of the net. Can't give him two cracks at it. The Engineers did. And Tanner Lazinski puts the icing on the cake here as he adds the empty net goal with 15.7 seconds remaining.
So the Engineers, if you're the Engineers, you gotta just go to sleep. Not completely forget about this game because you want to take away some of the things you saw from the Buckeyes. You want to see, you saw their style of play now. You saw it directly in your face, and you want to be able to remember some of that, but you can't take too much of the mental aspect of this almost guaranteed shutout for the Buckeyes.
Center ice draw, puck deep in Ohio State territory with 6. Around, scooped in the air to center. Hackett's back in there, of course, for the final 16 seconds.
So, to end the game, the Buckeyes score 4 goals. The Engineers score 0, their first shutout of the season. And they'll be back in action tomorrow night. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. Again, will be covered here on WRPI and RPI TV. And the Engineers look to have a little bit of a better result, well, a much better result tomorrow night after a pretty crushing defeat.
So for Lazinski, it is his 4th goal of the year and of his career. The freshman from Shorewood, Illinois, gets the empty net tally. Looking at Matt Tompkins, the goaltender for Ohio State. That is his first shutout of the year and his 3rd collegiate shutout. It's the first shutout by any OSU goaltender this season. So a lot of firsts going on tonight in the shutouts department. First time RPI has been shut out. First time that Ohio State has shut anyone out. And it's a 4-0 win here for the Buckeyes. I'll run down the scoring. And Joe will come up with his offensive and defensive Engineers of the game. It was Dakota Joshua who got things started at 18:58 of the first from Miguel Fiddler and Drew Brevig. Then Nick Schilke, his first of 2 on the night, a power play tally at 7:15, a 5-on-3 power play goal from Matthew Weiss. Schilke again at 7:57 of the third. They made it 3-0 from Mason Jobst and Tanner Lazinski, and then Lazinski gets the empty net tally. Currently unassisted. That may change, although he did kind of steal the puck. We'll figure it out. It's 19:44, the time of that goal. The empty net tally 4-0. Saves in the game. Cam Hackett at 24 stops. He takes the loss to drop to 1-2. Matt Tompkins picks up the win He is now 5-1-3. He had 28 saves.
So the Buckeyes continue their pretty good start to the season so far, going to 7-1-4. The Engineers fall to 2-9-1. And my offensive engineer of the game is going to be Jesper Orval. Despite there not being some stellar play in the offensive zone by the Engineers, Jesper Orval had several great plays, including a wraparound attempt behind the net, and he had a couple nice zone entries as well with speed that led to good opportunities by the Engineers. Unfortunately, they did not capitalize, as again they were shut out. For defense, it's going to go to Cam Hackett. Even though his stats aren't going to be that great, as he gave up 3 goals, he faced a lot of pressure, especially on that 5-on-3. His penalty kill, despite the RPI penalty kill being one of the best in the country, for whatever reason just wasn't clicking, as he was just getting whacked at on that penalty kill. So Cam Hackett's going to get the defensive star of the game. And then for the Buckeyes, Nick Schilke is going to be the offensive star of the game for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He had several great opportunities. He had several great zone entries that led to either a high danger chance for the Buckeyes or a goal, including his goal in the 5-on-3 power play. On defense, it's going to go, of course, to Matt Tompkins, his first shutout of the year. And going into this game, he did not have the best. In fact, the Ohio State Buckeyes had one of the worst penalty kills in the country, but thanks to Matt Tompkins, they were able to kill off at least 4 Engineer power plays.
Yep, 5 in total on the night. Yep.
5 in total, including a 5-on-3 for 1:24. So Matt Tompkins is going to get the defensive star of the game for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Shots, what is it, 28? Oh, I said that. Anyway, before we go, I'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides funding for WRPI and all the club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of RPI hockey, football, and baseball. Our next WRPI sports broadcast will be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It's the Engineers taking on these very same Ohio State Buckeyes from the Houston Fieldhouse. I believe it'll be Tom Reel and myself here on 91.5 FM. So for Joe Pizzacano, I'm Perry Lascaris. We thank you for listening to tonight's game. Once again, your final score was the Ohio State Buckeyes 4 and the Engineers 0. You've been listening to live coverage of RPI hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.